Phoenix Down Radio is on the air. With your hosts,
Klaus Nightbringer,
Seyrr Kimono,
Chille,
and Luna Vox.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix Down Radio, episode number 58. How's everyone doing tonight?
not too bad.
That's good.
Not bad.
Well, that's better than bad, I guess. Do we
I
have...
spent like 4 hours teaching people about 3D printers.
Woo! I think. That's
It
good.
was good, but I'm already kind of dead.
Dead tired, hopefully. Not dead. You've been kind of morbid the last couple weeks, Seyrr.
It's probably some kind of seasonal affective type thing.
Or is it just maybe poor choice of words?
Probably that too.
And coming from Seyrr, that's scary.
I'm tired.
We don't want
You're
scary
tired.
Seyrr. We want happy Seyrr. Well, actually, we just want Seyrr.
Yeah, we always want to say.
Scary Seyrr should have been during Halloween.
Ooh. Can we have Spoopy Seyrr instead?
I mean, All Saints Wake. That's the one.
How exactly is Scary Seyrr different than regular Seyrr?
More unsubtle sharpening of kitchen knives.
Do that
But
either
I'm still
way.
not telling the difference.
Yeah.
I got nothing, guys.
Okay, so it's just more normal for that time of year, apparently.
I mean, just to make it worth, I'm writing about severed fingers right now. It's relevant, I swear.
See?
So, the past 2 weeks, what have you guys been up to? In-game, out-of-game, whatever you want to talk about.
Well,
Well,
for
Luna's
those
been
that
almost, a
don't
month
know-
and a half.
yeah, you guys haven't seen me in a long time.
We're glad to have you back.
Yeah.
We missed
for
you.
me, I missed you too. We missed you too.
We missed you.
Me and the voices inside my head.
Well, of course you got those, you know. Otherwise you wouldn't fit in this podcast so much.
True.
Shut up.
Anyway, what have you been up
But-
to?
I've actually made a new FC, so that's cool. It's another RPFC. It's a little more 18 plus to kind of be a little more mature about it.
You?
Bye,
Mature?
Fuck off, Klaus!
Special adult huggy.
Special adult hugs. Sure, we'll call it that. But no, we have fun. We'll discuss it later about some aspects in the RP community. But yeah, most of it, asterisk, has been fun.
What hasn't been?
We'll discuss that later on our discussion topic tonight.
Well,
Okay.
that's what safe words for.
Chille.
Or should we say
I
safe
know
email?
your safe word isn't safe anymore.
Chille, what have you been up to since the last show?
We've been clearing 01 to 03S more easily, and we've tried 04S a few times. We've got to the second black hole just before he goes to the next phase, so we're making some
Nice.
progress.
And something about White Hole I've been listening.
But what's one of those? What's a white hole?
It's a white hole. Yes, I listened to you guys talking about that on Moogle Go Round.
Thank you for the slight plug there.
The other show that he does.
Yeah.
Aside from
One
the
of
other
the
show that
others,
he
yes.
does, you know, the PlayStation Unchained show.
Yeah. Which is about to reach episode 200 soon. Next
Yeah.
month.
Dang.
Can't believe it.
Close to your birthday, huh?
Yeah. 200 episodes.
Almost all of them
If
with
you
Chille
count-
on it.
Yeah, almost.
The ones that he's not on aren't worth listening to anyway, so.
Oh, thank you. I guess.
Most of your network is crap, but you're fine.
Yay!
You're the new Fox.
Wait, what?
How about
I
you?
thought all of that's bad, but anyway, carry on.
Sorry. And what else have you been up to, Chille?
Apart from that, just some real life stuff that I don't really want to get into too much in this.
Well, that's fine. I saw that you tweeted something, and I hope everything is going all right now with all of that.
Thank you.
Seyrr, how about you?
So let's see. I've been kind of taking it easy on some stuff, chatting with friends a bit. I managed to inspire several other members of my Link Shell to start on this whole Zodiac anima madness, so that's been really fun. I got through the book and Alexandrite stage for the White Mage staff, so I just have one left, and then I'm done with those stages forever.
You got this, Seyrr. You got this. I believe in you.
No, like, I mean, the two that are left are healer ones, so the queues for the dungeons are going to be fine. I am not worried.
I don't know whether I should call you just insane or
He's insane in
batshit
the
crazy.
I like to think dedicated.
Okay. But no, I mean, it is a lot of dedication to get through all 10 Zodiac Braves weapons.
Yeah, I've always liked the whole idea of like weapons that you upgrade that grow with you. It's like in all sorts of games and settings, it's something that I've just really always enjoyed.
Yeah, now if we could only get that with the armor in the game.
We'll get it eventually, right?
Yeah, we can maybe talk a little bit about that. Anything else?
So let's see. Bit of trying to make my house work. I have a couple friends who are fairly good with interior design that made some suggestions, but I've just been dilly-dallying on that. At some point, I decided it was really important to actually start getting my inventory together, so I've been cooking and using up a batch of ingredients. I've got myself up to about 70 open spaces, which feels so weird.
Wow.
What is this item space you talk about?
I know.
It's the thing that I promptly filled with stuff to spirit bind to get through the materia phase on the White Mage staff. I made like 10 full sets of clothes to spirit bond. It was great.
Damn.
Well, okay, I made 7 sets, then I made 7 sets, then I made 8 sets, then I made 10 sets. There is like no tier 1 or tier 2 materia. Like the demand is pretty low. It's just people who are doing zodiacs and things like that. But the supply is even lower. Check your server. You might be able to make a bit of money with it. Though, be careful about flooding the market.
True.
Or, I mean, don't. I've still got the Scholar one to do.
Mm-hmm.
But that only helps if they're on Hyperion.
Yeah. Hyperion people, flood that market. What could go wrong?
What materia? Which ones do you need?
I mean, on a certain level, it doesn't really matter because, like, the stats on it are low enough compared to what exists now that it's not going to super be important. I vaguely feel like I should at least do crit since it's the Scholar one, but, I mean, it doesn't actually matter. If something else is available and it's cheap, I'll probably just go with that.
Sounds smart.
Yeah. I am doing this for the looks. And as I said, the stats are outclassed by a large margin by what we have available now. It is good to know which bits to actually care about.
Yeah, you're going to have the largest selection available of glamourable weapons.
Woo! I'm pretty sure there are people who are even worse than I am. Like, there are people who finished, like, all of the Zodiacs or all of the Animas back when they were the best available items.
Yeah, and your friend who had about 4 of them.
Yeah, but
yeah,
not there's very few people who have all 10.
They exist. I've seen them.
Or I know there are a couple of them on our server, but like I said, the percentage of them is much lower than those that have cleared Savage, any Savage content or Bahamut. So,
and they're just so neat. And on some of them, you get tiny little drams of story about other things that are going on. So it's cool.
But I mean, glad you've been finding something to keep yourself entertained during this content drought we've been going through.
There is that as well. I think that's what's convinced so many of my Link Shell members that this is because it's something to do.
True. And what I've been doing is, oddly enough, leveling up tanks. I got my Paladin to 70, and my Warrior is at 63 already. I've been doing that mainly through Beastman Tribes quests, and I've been doing a lot of Rival Wings. If you've been catching the streams this week, I've been playing quite a bit of Matches of Rival Wings. It's really fun. And
yeah, every time I see you logged in, whenever I look like in the Lake Shell list, you're always in there.
I'm always going, ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
piece
you
of
did
candy.
my strats.
Yes, I am, and it works. I found that if you have somebody in your party who is constantly searching out for the ceruleum tanks to keep the CE filled, so you can always have a mech going, you do better. And plus, I like the opportunity to drive those mechs too.
Yeah. Oh, a piece of candy.
Forward and back, and then forward and back, and then go forward and back, and the 1 foot forward.
I haven't actually touched that yet at all.
You should try it.
Maybe after the podcast.
He loves those brute justices. Who doesn't?
I've only gotten to drive it 3 times, I think. But it is fun.
It's brute justice.
I know it's brute justice, and I wish I could drive it more often. But
You're
you only
brute
get
justice.
you only get 2 total per match. One is available when your first tower goes down, and the second one becomes available when the second one goes down.
We have a Taliz with us.
Ah. Speaking of a Taliz, we got something from the Post Moogle yesterday.
I feel like we missed an opportunity for a talisman joke.
Well, I'm not going to go that route because Taliz is an awesome person. He is truly marvelous. I went there instead.
So you went even lower effort.
And this is to go even further lower.
But received a letter from Taliz yesterday. He was thinking about us during his trip across to Japan, and he visited the Eorzea Cafe. And if you check our Twitter account, you'll see that he has sent us some really cool coasters from there. And also he sent us a letter. Klaus, Seyrr, Luna, and Chille. Thank you all so much for being who you are. Your show is a bright spot in my Saturday nights. Enjoy the Cafe Eorzea coasters. There is a Lala for Chille, a Warrior for Seyrr, a Moogle for Luna, and a Bard for Klaus. Sorry, no Red Mage yet. Thank you all, Taliz Marvelous. So,
Aw, thank you.
and
Thank you so much, Taylor.
he also sent us a Botanist and Leviathan. So,
Yay, botanist.
so we can either send those out to whoever wants, if they want to get that one, or we can discuss who gets which one.
I like that botanist outfit, so I kind of want it, but I don't know if others might like it too.
You can have it, Sarah, if you want.
We can go with that one for you if you want. Like I said, we can discuss all that after the show sometime too. So, but I really appreciate that. And Taliz, look out for a package on your way. I sent the Post Moogle with something else today, so we want to check for that next week.
I love the Lala coaster. It's so cute.
Yep, and like I said, you can go check that out on our Twitter page. I posted that out there. It was very cool. He didn't send the Post Moogle. I had that, but
Now I kind of like the idea of like people sending around a Post Moogle, just having it fly around with the packages.
that
Well,
would
I
be
guess that
freaking
makes
hilarious. But it would make it very expensive for shipping.
Yeah, your shipping costs start going up pretty fast.
Well, I mean, it's one way to keep the shippers in business, especially if you use like the post service.
Yeah.
So
My fiance actually works in FedEx, and oh my god,
this must be a hell time of year for that.
it is. He has to go in an hour and a half earlier than usual to work and stay a little later than usual because of it. And yeah, it's not fun for them. So cut them a break if your package is a little late.
Yep.
But what? I'm pretty sure I'm the only person who's sending in packages this time of year. Who else would?
By the way, if you guys pay for like the faster shipping, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get there faster. Never pay for faster shipping unless if it's something you're going to die without.
Yeah, like medicines or
Yeah.
something like that.
My friend spent the priority mail to send it to England. It was ridiculous. I saw the price. It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not worth it because if there's like a major storm or an accident or something, your package is going to be late.
Yeah.
There's
They
only
can't
so
help
much
it.
that can be done.
They don't. Yeah. So never pay extra for something that'll arrive anyways in like 3 to 7 business days.
Unless it's Amazon Prime, then you get mad at Amazon for not getting it to you in 2 days.
Yeah.
But then
That's
you're getting mad at
Amazon.
Amazon, not at the shipper.
And then Amazon takes it out on a poor hourly worker. I have feelings about this.
Yeah.
No, I know. It is what it is, so. All right, Luna, you've got something coming up, don't you?
I do. Like I said earlier, I started a brand new RPFC. And of course, with my role-playing FCs, I always do community events. So
Ooh.
tomorrow night, I will be hosting a Santa's Sinful Starlight auction. Tomorrow, Sunday the 10th, starting at 7 p.m. PST. Come on down to Miss Ward. What ward am I in? Ward 6, plot 44. It's a nice big old medium on a ledge. Very pretty. We will be having an auction for my sinners, as we call them. And we'll be having glam contests and more. I have a flying chair mount, the Warring Triad Chocobo Bardings, a Samosian, I can't pronounce that word. Samsonian Locks Modern
Aesthetic.
Pretty hair.
The long hair from
Pretty
Palace
hair.
of the Dead.
I will give you pretty hair, if you will.
pretty.
And I have 7 stacks of glamour prisms. One of each kind, 1 stack of each kind. That will go to one person because, as we all know, glamour is the true end game.
Yes.
And I want you to look pretty.
Is it?
Yes.
So yeah, that starts tomorrow. Mist Ward 6, plot 44 at 7 p.m. PST
That'd be 10 p.m.
on
EST.
Hyperion.
So check that out if you want to win some cool stuff. Have a good time with Luna's free company. I'm still trying to figure out what we're going to do for a holiday party. Maybe we'll do that for our podcast on the 23rd. Maybe we'll
that'd
make
be
it into
cool.
a holiday party.
Yeah, I can help plan if you need that.
Okay, and that would be here. But yeah, but until then, let's go. Go enjoy Luna's hospitality tomorrow night. If you're watching this live, or catch us right away when the podcast goes live.
Yep. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a tell in game. Just look up Lunavox-Aeternum, or whatever. Find me on Twitter at Luna_Vox. Send me a DM, and I can answer anything that you guys need me to.
Wonderful. All right. Anything else in show or community news?
Well, we've got that big Moogle Go Around stream next week as well.
Oh yeah, so you got your year-end stream.
Yeah, right. Stream for the year we've got a Klaus.
A what?
Yeah, we've got a Klaus.
Oh my God, we have a
I'm
Klaus too.
cloning
Is
you
it-
just to have you on the show.
Oh God, work would love that, but. Silent Bob, thank you so much for your sub. I do really appreciate that for
thank
subbing
you,
via
Silent
Twitch
Bob.
Prime, and thank you for the follow. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for the follow on the subscription.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chille.
Well, it's okay. I'm trying to remember who's on anyway. She Hills. There's so many people. We've got a Flatus, I think. We've
Yep.
got possibly a Fusion. We've possibly got an Emmy.
Yep,
We've possibly got all of the amazing content creators that are amazing.
it's gonna be a lot of Final Fantasy XIV podcasters and content creators.
And I am also there.
Well, you're just the most amazing thing because you're everywhere.
And that is also kind of scary. But yes, I love this community, so that's why I'm everywhere.
Yep. So tune in there. It's going to be live at twitch.tv/MoogleGoRoundRadio at the normal time. I think it's probably going to be the 9:30 Eastern.
No, I think it's later. I think we're starting at 2 a.m. our time.
Okay.
So a bit around this time.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought I said PM. Did I say AM? I don't remember.
I don't know. Either way, around this time.
Follow the Moogle Go Round Twitter account. They'll post the time there.
We're just crazy.
So, also, I do want to throw out that one of the content creators a part of the Crucible. Brohamit has been having some major life issues going on. I'm not going to go into much detail on it, but if you want to check out the Crucible, ffxiv.tumblr.com, I believe that's the address. Is that correct, Luna?
I believe it is.
Or you can check.
Check.
You can search for
Yep,
them.
The Crucible, ffxiv.tumblr.com. I read them fairly regularly.
Good. They are an online Final Fantasy XIV tabloid. And like I said, Brohamit is one of the creators and writers for that. He's been having some issues. They talk all about it on one of their blog posts. But the other co-creator, Seifa Sephiroth, has been doing a lot of streaming lately in order to help raise funds to help cover some of the costs to help out Brohamit through this tough time.
The streams are called The Untending Coils of Brohamit, if I'm rightly.
And if you want to help out, they do have a PayPal going right now with all proceeds going to help Brohamit right now to get him through the holiday season and kind of hopefully get him to where he can become a little more self-sufficient and then everything gets back to normal. So if you have a couple of extra bucks and want to help out a fellow man, fellow content creator, go check them out and it would be very helpful. Thank you for the link, Chille. Just wanted to mention that as well, because we are all about helping out the community and making sure that every one of us can have a safe and happy holiday.
And he's a pretty cool guy, so I do recommend
Yep.
follow him on Twitter, going to check the website out.
I mean, they do come off as a little bit crazy sometimes, but that's just because that's how creative they are. I mean, they enjoy, that type of doing that. But like I said, they're really good people. So.
I agree.
All right. So let's get into a little bit of gaming news. I don't know if you guys have been following Final Fantasy XV at all, but there was a major 1-year active time report about a week ago talking about some of the new stuff that's going to be coming to that game. And one of the coolest changes that they're bringing out is you'll be able to character change in the normal game. So you're not going to be able to only play just as Noctis. You're also going to be able to switch into roles of Gladio, Prompto, and Ignis. They posted a video out on their on YouTube kind of showing how all that works, and it was really cool. I posted a link to it in the Twitch chat, so you guys can check that out if you're interested. We'll also link it within the show notes in the podcast.
I mean, the main thing I want to know about that is if I go back and I play as Ignis during the sad chapters, is it going to be super hard to control him still? Is he still going to lose all of his dignity?
That's an interesting question.
I don't know if we can say it's spoilers, but during that part where, would the screen just be, what I mean?
Oh my god, they could do that. That would be cruel as hell.
Yeah. I hope they don't do that.
Emotionally and for gameplay.
But this is coming next week, so we'll be able to find out very soon.
Oh yeah, as Work to Game, aka Brian, you should go check them out on Twitch as well. They said that Final Fantasy XV Comrades updates on the 12th as well.
Yes.
So if you like Comrades,
I believe that's when all of the updates are coming about. A major update to Comrades. It's mainly going to be load times that are going to be improved, so it's not going to be a game of just sitting there waiting for the game to load.
Oh, and that makes
sense for the main city as well. Oh, carry on, sorry.
Oh, which button do I push to make Prompto sing the Chocobo song?
You have to push them all at once.
You have to press them in their order to rhythm.
Want to ride my Chocobo all day.
Oh my god, if they secretly made it into a rhythm game, I am so okay with this.
By the way, can I tell about the glitch again in 15 before it gets, in case they fix it for the 12th?
Okay.
To free roam in the open world in the multiplayer. Normally, you can only go to the camps and then go straight to the mission, but you can actually free roam if you do this glitch. What you do is you load the game up, and then you go to the camp you want to go to. Select Recruit AI instead of going online. When the game loads the Recruit AI, disconnect your console from the internet, but via the network settings or unplugging it, I guess, but the network settings is just easier. and the game will load you into the camp, but you will not be online, so the game won't know what to do. So you're able to explore the whole map as your character.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it'll probably end up crashing it out until it gets network connection. So
No, it just runs fine.
no, I'm saying if they patch it.
Oh yeah, if they patch it, they'll just. My guess is that will help with the loading times. Maybe they just actually, turned it into just the camp area.
Yeah. Who
rather
knows?
than, like, the whole map.
The other thing that they are bringing about next week is the new episode Ignis. I believe that's also going to be dropping around the 12th or 13th as a part of this major update that's coming in. One of the pieces of content within that is going to be a fight against Noctis. And I put in a video on that in the Twitch chat as well. So if you want to check that out, it's actually pretty cool.
Give the guy a good punch.
And
As Brian said, they're also adding time quests for farming materials.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool things that they're adding into this game. The thing that I'm not so cool on, though, is it sounds like they're going to be adding a second season pass.
Yeah.
Normally when you buy a season pass for something, it covers the cost of any new content that comes out for a game. Usually, you don't have to buy another one.
I guess technically the season is over. This is a new season.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even then...
I mean, this is the first game that I've seen that has had a second season pass like this.
But I mean, how long are they usually putting out content for?
A couple of years,
Yeah.
but until the next game.
Not really.
Right.
No. Normally, most season passes are over in like 6 months. This will be them supporting it with like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they're continuing to add content to the game. Like I said, I'm just not quite sure that
they did. No, it says season pass only lasts 1 year, and this will be like the second year. So,
Yeah, I mean, it may have been that they said it explicitly, and people are just not used to this even coming up, and so no one really thought about it.
or maybe most games only put stuff out for the new stuff out for the first year, or a little after, a little more than a year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, there's always been the assumption that it's going to go for all the stuff, and if it's just that it normally only goes for a shorter time, but people don't end up ever having to think about it.
Okay, so Borderlands
little
apparently
bit of a
had a
bad
second season pass as well, I guess.
Evolve had a second season pass as well.
I guess I had never heard of that, but I guess, Chille, you've done a lot more research and play a lot more games than we do, so it's very new to the Final Fantasy world and the Final Fantasy series, but I just hadn't heard of it in other games, so that's why I was really questioning it.
It all depends as well, though. As I said, it was, as Brian said, it wasn't planned. But people asked for more content, and that's why they're doing it.
Yep. But
And if they're doing more content, they need the funding for it.
Yeah, that I suppose that makes sense. And I'm assuming it's going to be around the $25 that the first season pass was.
Now I'm going to guess it's going to be even lower. I think it's going to be about 10 to 15.
Okay. Well, we'll
Because
find that out next year.
It is an older game at this point. They may not want to push it too hard.
Yep.
Well, not just that. It's just that the main price point for that season pass was probably the Comrades DLC.
Possibly.
Makes sense.
But the first one they've announced for the next episode is going to be episode Arden.
You know what? I'm more excited for that than all the other ones.
They're also in talks about doing episode Luna Freya. Not to be confused with episode Luna.
Oh.
I know.
Oh,
We all wanted
Ariana.
Luna.
I would have paid for episode Luna.
Everyone wants.
Well, you can pay for that tomorrow
Sourpuss
night
Dragoon Lady.
Yeah.
in Gil at Luna's holiday party.
Yes.
Oh my. Other Final Fantasy XV news. Monsters of the Deep VR is now available. It's a standalone virtual reality game. I actually watched a trailer on that, and it actually does look kind of cool.
It's so weird that VR games are actually a thing. Like, I remember all the stuff. I was like, oh, this is the future of. This is the future of. And I was like, you keep saying this so much. It's never actually going to be. But then it was. What the hell?
I know,
yeah,
right?
I still can't get hyped for VR games, you know?
I love Job Simulator, and I can't wait for Vacation Simulator.
I want Bacon Simulator.
There's a zombie VR game where you got to feed them burgers coming out.
What?
You got to make burgers to feed the zombies before they try and eat your brains.
Oh God.
Huh.
But I mean, the biggest thing that's keeping me from getting into VR is the cost. I mean,
Yeah, that too.
right now
that's going down.
it's going down,
slowly.
but still, in order to get into PlayStation VR, it's $200 at least.
Like you're not there yet, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of other systems, if you look at like the Vive or the Oculus Rift, those are $400 to $500. So, you know, to get into VR on PlayStation is much cheaper, but you still have to have a PlayStation console.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that there'd be a decent library of stuff that I'd actually want to play before I make that investment.
Yeah, I mean, they've been coming out with a bunch of stuff. Like if you look at Resident Evil 7, that's got a full VR mode. There is the new game, what is it, Doom VFR?
And Skyrim VR.
Skyrim VR. Yeah, there was even a demo of Final Fantasy XIV in VR.
I don't know if you guys have played The Last Guardian, but I've got to download it myself actually because I forgot to do it last night. They've made a little demo where you can play with Trico in VR.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming.
That's all free.
But it like I said, at this point, it is still really an emerging technology that it's starting to become more mainstream, but
I'm
it's
not a
still
bleeding edge
not
adopter.
quite there. Yeah, you're right. It is bleeding edge at this point.
I have my VR and I do enjoy it, so...
If you've got it, I mean, I know Fusion's got it and he's been enjoying it as well. I hear you guys talking about it a bit, and I listened to a couple other PlayStation podcasts, and they talk quite highly about the PSVR. So,
but at the same time, I would never. It's one of those things that I love it, but I would never tell anyone to go and buy it unless they've found a way to try it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Have
definitely.
you heard that Have you heard of that program that's going on in America right now? Sony's contacting PlayStation Plus owners where they can try. They get sent. Basically, they get charged for the unit.
Yep, you have to put in a valid credit card,
Yeah,
and
then
they'll send
can
you a
play it.
unit,
yeah, for 14 days, and if you don't like it, you can send it back.
and they won't charge your card at that point. But if you don't send
Yeah.
it back within the 2 weeks, you get charged the full $200. So I'm
It's still
not
pretty
sure how I necessarily feel about that. I would say just find like a Best Buy or another gaming store that might have a VR unit to demo. Make sure
problem
it's
that is-
clean
Yeah,
and try that
Gotta
out.
sure it's clean.
You'd want to try it out for a bit, not just like a few minutes, you know?
No, yeah, I mean, you want to at least 20 to 30 minutes if possible, because
Or find a friend.
Chille, can you send me your VR unit?
Sure, why not?
I'm
Pay for the posting.
But
Oh, wait there. You could just buy a unit for that much.
right, and then but the thing with that, a lot of people get motion sick when it comes to
Yeah.
VR. So I've heard a lot of people will get dizzy. Some people will actually physically throw up.
I'll always tell that story where I scream like a little girl playing in the kitchen in VR.
Oh, was that one demo for Resident
Capcom,
Evil?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, basically it was Eurogamer Expo when VR was being announced.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh yeah, we can't, because you were supposed to sign up beforehand, and I didn't. And anyway, they text me saying, "Oh, we've got a spot. Do you want to try it?" So I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" They said, "Oh yeah, we've only got one game available right now." I said, "Yeah, sure, why not? Go ahead." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a bit scary." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine." And they're like,
They warned you.
Yeah, yeah.
And they said a little bit scary. They didn't say how scary it would be. And then during the demo, they were recording people VR reactions, and my mate was watching me, of course.
Of
And he said,
course.
as soon as I started panicking, the guys with the camera ran right round the entire building to start videoing me as I started screaming and panicking and sweating.
I mean, from a certain point of view, that's gold right there.
Yeah. I was like,
Chille, do you have the link to the video so we can send everybody that?
I never saw it.
Aw.
I'm guessing that's more for internal research type stuff. I remember seeing a thing about the making of another horror game where they were recording people because they'll talk about what scared them, but actually recording where their eyes were moving, what caused them to flinch.
Yeah. Yeah, I never saw where the video was. There's only one video of me on PlayStation Store. That was years ago, about 6 years ago, where I tried to pretend to be Fat Princess. That's
Oh
on the
my God, that
What?
Yeah,
That game.
yeah. They are the PlayStation Access crew at the time asked me to mime something for them, and I said, "Well, that's the only thing I could think of at the time." So I'm sitting there pretending like I was eating cake.
Are you not familiar with Fat Princess?
love
No.
So the idea is that, like, it's a thing you play against someone else. It's kind of an RTS type thing, and the idea is that you have kidnapped their princess, they've kidnapped yours, and to make it harder for them to take their princess back, you want to feed her lots and lots of food.
God,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of weird in a lot of ways.
All right.
But the mere concept was just like, this is horrible and yet kind of hilarious and yet horrible.
Yeah.
Shall we
The
move on?
artwork was really cute. So
Let's move on to a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV news. And by a little bit, I mean real little bit.
Yeah, we're not getting much these days.
No. Hopefully on the next show we'll have a bit more to talk about, because there is going to be Live Letter 40 scheduled on Friday, December 15th at 3 a.m. Pacific time. Sarah, you're going to be up for that, aren't you?
I got back to having a regular sleep schedule.
I'm kidding. We'll make Chille watch it for us.
I probably won't be up. What time? It depends on what time it is.
Actually, that's going to be like
So
a decent
take
time for you.
Take 4 hours ago and flip the AM to PM.
Maybe.
Or
I think
PM
it's going to be
AM.
morning for late morning for you.
Oh, that'd be fine. If it's early morning, then no.
No, because it's going to be 5 a.m. for us, and you are...
You're GMT 0, right?
I'm just GMT.
Yeah. Then it's
It'd be
I think
like
it's about
9 a.m.
11 a.m.
Oh, 11 a.m. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm up for that.
I thought it'd be 9 a.m.
Now, if
isn't
it's 9 a.m., it's like they was talking about the event last night. It's like, will you be up at 4 a.m.? I'm like, yeah. I said, but if it was 9 a.m., no. I'm not a morning person. I don't know.
California's GMT -8.
Yeah.
So if it's 3
yeah, then it
a.m.
would be
Pacific
11.
time, then it's 11.
You're right. 11. For some reason,
I
I was
checked
adding the 3 to from the 6 on Central Time. So it is what it is. So we're hoping. They haven't said what they're going to be talking about yet, but it's either going to be Eureka or Relic, or we'll see the next phase of Deltascape.
It better be one of those things at least.
None of those.
What do you think it's going to be?
A dungeon
be-
preview.
ERP content.
I wish.
That's what
not to do that
Kotaku
with
is
the
going to get
push-ups.
out of it.
Anyway, a dungeon preview. A Starlight Celebrations preview.
Well, I would hope that Star Celebration would be out by then.
Yeah, but they'll still sort of
Because I've
preview
been
the
all the-
content.
Yeah.
I've been refreshing the Lodestone, hoping that they would pop something out about that, because it's usually like 2 or 3 days beforehand.
Usually like 2 weeks before they
Yeah.
it's usually like 2 weeks before the actual holiday.
Give
think
me
they'll
my
wait
dancing
until-
bear.
But
I think
Yeah,
they'll
I-
wait until this to announce it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And then some gear from the raid as a tease, but no actual raid content. And then they'll be like, "Oh, come next time, the Eureka and the relic armor and weapon and the raid." And then 2 weeks after that, on the 23rd, it will drop on my birthday, and they'll be like, "Happy birthday, Chille!" I'm like, "Yay! Square Enix likes me."
Happy birthday, Chille. You are the only one in the world that gets to play this content.
Yay!
That feels
I
like a
get
very
disappointed
inefficient use
because-
of resources.
I'll get disappointed because I'm the only one who can do it. I can't actually do the content.
Yeah, we didn't make it soloable. Sorry about that.
Yep. Well, they could give you God mode, but they won't. So that's what we're gonna have. That the free login campaign is now live until January 4th, I believe. If you know somebody who has the game but hasn't had an active subscription for at least 30 days, they can sign in and they can get up to 4 days of free playtime. That free playtime starts the second you log in.
Which means that at least some amount of it is probably going to be taken up with running the updater.
Yeah. I wish that
Yeah,
it
I've
would
always
be
hated that.
from the first time when you hit start in the game.
Yeah.
That it would start then. But, because, I mean, depending on how long it's been, I mean, there could be, you know, many gigs to download. You know what I mean?
I actually had this happen with someone I know where it decided to play in the free period. Ended up being a huge download. He got distracted from it, and so he only ended up getting, like, part of a day to play in the end.
Which, if they were caught up, I mean, they would still be able to get all the way through 4.15, but...
Just be thankful it's not like Play Online.
Oh my god, Play Online.
Biggest reason why I haven't gone back to 11.
Let's not start down that road right now, shall we?
And then, like we were talking about a little bit, Starlight Celebration is coming soon, but there have been no details released yet.
I think mostly people just mined some interesting info, but there's been no actual official stuff.
We have seen talking that it might be a Christmas bear mount.
There is one, yeah.
And some other things.
My dancing bear.
I've seen what it does as well. It's so cute.
There's a dancing bear in what dungeon is that? The one with all the monks.
Temple of the Fist?
Yeah, there's a dancing bear in there, and the bear doesn't actually dance. So give me my dancing bear.
Well, this bear throws presents.
It better shake its butt.
You can make it shake its butt, Luna.
Perfect.
Good.
Give me my dancing bear.
All right. And then that's really about it for Final Fantasy news. I mean, a couple small things in some of the mobile games, but I haven't been playing those lately. Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
You been playing anything?
Bit of Mobius off and on. They're doing Christmassy type stuff. They're having some things where if you pull a job on one of the draws, it's guaranteed to be a specific legend job. And since there's a thing where you're guaranteed a job after some number of pulls, you can effectively force a particular legend job if you want it. There's probably going to be some other holiday content. They
did bring back the whole Final Fantasy VII remake event again.
Oh, yes, they're doing that. For those who have done the event, if you do it again, you'll get a newer weapon. I think a magic staff. It's supposed to actually be pretty good. It's modeled after Eris's umbrella weapon from 7.
Okay.
What you're saying is they've made an event that which, if you've done it before, you'll get something new.
Yeah.
Yep.
If only some other game did something like that when they brought back events.
Right?
Yeah.
Was that a little shot?
Maybe.
All right.
I could use a shot. Wait, what?
You guys made me miss a fish. How dare you?
All right. So, with the last time Luna was on, or no, you weren't even on that week when we brought that up. With the whole Kotaku debacle.
Yeah.
Oh God, we're going here, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're totally going there, guys.
We're going deep in.
Not that deep.
I guess I should put down my phone and stop playing Animal Crossing.
Because
that game is pretty adorable.
Yeah,
oh my God, what level am I? Hold on, let me catch this giant ass fish.
let me pull the podcast over so you can go ahead and catch this fish, Luna.
I'm level 28 in it.
Oh, nice.
Adorbs.
I love this game, guys. But anyway,
it is oddly compelling.
So we wanted to get Luna's opinion on the whole Kotaku thing, but unfortunately she wasn't available to join us that week. So instead, we're going to make her talk all about role-playing this week, and we're going to look at, what role-playing actually is, how it's seen within the community, and why everybody thinks that it's all ERP. Luna?
Yeah. Because, if that article taught us anything, a lot of people do not get it.
Yeah, why would I want to roleplay as an Elzen?
I can't tell you specifically why you'd want to roleplay as an Elzen. Elzens are very, very much wanted in the role-playing community, especially female Elzens, because there's not a lot of people that play female Elzens. But I can't tell you specifically why you would want to play a female Elzen.
You want to rebel against your strict Ishgardian upbringing.
I mean, okay. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm friends with the people that the Kotaku article has written about. Tepe, Teep, both are right in pronunciation.
Yeah, I mean, you were a part of that free company for a while.
No, I wasn't.
Weren't you?
Nope, not. I could have been, but I went with a different direction for another.
They have two different free companies?
There's a few different ERP based free companies on Hyperion.
Oh, okay.
Message me after.
But Tepe is now the most popular one. It's the one that I heard about first when I started looking for role players on Hyperion. It's one of the first places that I went to saying, hey, I'm trying to make the community of role playing on Hyperion a thing. Will you guys help? And ever since then, that was about, a year and a half ago. Ever since then, it's just been roleplay. Yeah. Roleplay has been budding on Hyperion ever since then. Yeah, but as far as like role-playing goes, what do you guys, as people who do not roleplay as often as I do or at all, what do you guys see mainly from the community?
So you're talking specifically within the Final Fantasy XIV?
Yeah,
community?
From Final Fantasy XIV role-playing community, what do you guys mainly see? Like, what's your impressions of it?
I know that sometimes when I've needed sources for lore stuff, I've actually gone to the roleplay forums because you get people who are really interested in making a character that's consistent with the world, that fits with it, and so they end up collecting a lot of resources about what shows up in game to try to craft something that won't go against that. So I see people who are really, really interested in the world and in making something that's consistent with it.
I find it's very self-contained. Unless you're looking for it, you won't just randomly bump into it.
Yep.
Unless you're tablecloth.
We'll talk about the wonderful world of Balmung soon enough.
Yeah, that's another thing is a lot of people that when they hear Final Fantasy XIV and roleplay together, they think automatically Balmung.
Or if
that is the running joke, isn't it?
If you ask someone what server they are on and they say Balmung, you go, "Oh, you roleplay?"
Yeah, because it's the unofficial, official roleplay server of Final Fantasy XIV. And there's a reason why they closed off the gates.
Yep.
No, not really, but...
they don't want me there.
Well, there is a reason, but
yeah,
it's
not because of role-playing, it's because of population density.
It's because
but
of Chille.
it got that population density because of role-playing.
Yeah, hold on, let me set myself to not push to talk, because this is annoying. Push to talk is the devil. Okay.
That's why I never use it.
Well, Chris is coughing in the background, so but yeah, oh boy. Let's start with Balmung and their population issue, quote unquote, air quotes. A lot of people have said, like, this is from hearing about the community, from talking to other role players, from looking on forums, from just being around in the community, saying, if you want to roleplay, go to Balmung. Which, when I started up looking for other role players on Hyperion, people would constantly, and I mean, like, I'd receive 20 messages a day saying, go to Balmung. Go to Balmung. You'll find role players on Balmung. You'll find role players and ERP on Balmung. Blah, 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 blah. And I didn't want to go to Balmung. I was here on Hyperion. I had friends on Hyperion. And I knew that these people had to be out there because there's no way in hell they can't be. So I went out. I found Teep or Tepe, however you pronounce it. I found there's another role-playing FC called Knights of the Round. The guy who runs it is he does it a very Dungeons and Dragons style with rolling/random, and based on numbers that you get depends on how the outcome happens.
That's a cool way of doing it.
It is, and
it feels like a way that you can break out of some of the patterns and inject a little bit of unpredictability into it, which actually, because it's reacting to the unpredictability that makes a lot of stuff interesting.
Because, for me, that is most of my experience with role-playing is actually things like Dungeons and Dragons, Vampire, Werewolf, the D10 games, the D20 games. That's role-playing to me.
Yeah. There's a lot, like Chille said, you're not going to find it just staring you in the face if you're just standing around. You have to go and look for it. It is there. I'm pretty damn sure it is on every single server, but people just don't want to go look for it. They get lazy. They think, oh, I'll get recruited, instead of I'm going to go out and put myself out there to get recruited from a role-playing FC. And
well,
there's...
Go ahead. I was just going to say, because I think they get that stigma where, most of the people who are not into role play, like I said, automatically think ERP.
Exactly. And
so they think if they try and search out for role players that they're going to be branded as deviants, or, you're an ERPer. Go to Belmont.
Lewd, and oh my God, that's so lewd and that's pervy. But you know what? Most of the player base that I have ever seen in Final Fantasy are older teenagers, meaning 18 plus, to adults. I barely see any 15-year-olds on the game. I'm sure they are out there. I'm sure they do play, but it seems like Final Fantasy isn't geared towards the younger 13 and younger audience.
No. Like I said, I'm sure they're there, but like I said, the majority of those kids are going to be doing the storyline content, and they're going to be, and the grinding quests and things like that.
Yep. And I've heard of kids actually playing this game because their parents play it a lot. And I actually know a few role players that have their kids play Final Fantasy because they enjoy the story so much and they enjoy the world so much that these kids grew up watching their parents play 11 and play 14, and the kids just basically say, "Mommy, Daddy, I want to play that." And I've known people that have trained their kids, have trained their little 5-year-olds to gather for them.
Yeah, I've heard those stories too.
As little personal retainers in real life, and say, "Here you go. You can go play the fun Final Fantasy game. You just gotta go gather."
And I understand the jokes on that, but I could also see it as like hey, and now I'll use the thing that you brought to make some armor for you and some food. Like, it seems like it could become this really super sweet thing.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And this game, there's so many aspects to it. Role-playing is just a small niche. Niche community in it. And now we have naked people sitting in front of us, which is not going to help our ERP conversation, guys.
Right? Anyway, I'm going to interject real quick. Aurori in the chat is saying, but if you're playing a role-playing game, you are role-playing. And while, yes, that is true, you're playing out the role that the story writers have presented to you. The biggest difference between the people who are just playing the game and the role players within Final Fantasy, they're creating their own stories.
Exactly.
But this is my story.
Okay,
This is my
Titus.
story, and it's my story, and I need it now. But
I just want to comment really. I think there's kind of also different levels or degrees of it, where it's like, for me, for the most part, I've got an idea of here's Seyrr, like, she goes on adventures. She has some thoughts and feelings about things. There's stuff she likes to do. I maybe don't act out full scenes, but there's a little bit of, this is a person that I am developing. This is what they think about things. This is how they would react to this development in the MSQ. Like, I feel like there's lots of different degrees of it. And someone might engage in the little ones. If you're treating it as, hey, you have your cool dress-up doll who is so heroic and awesome, you're maybe at least engaging in a little bit of that, even if you wouldn't call it role-playing.
Yep. And that brings up another point, that there are different degrees of role players. There's some very casual people who will, like Seyrr, just kind of do it very casually.
Yep,
but then
I just do a random little thing, conversations with people or stuff like that, as a little fun time-to-time thing that helps me develop out the world and how I feel about it.
Yep. But if we, like, I consider myself a moderate role player. I'm not heavily into it, like the examples I'm about to give you, but I'm not very casual into it. I'm right in the middle if I had to kind of give it a ranking. But let's talk about these extreme role players now. I have read so many stories about people who take role playing in this game way too seriously. I have heard of role-playing free companies on servers, mainly Balmung. They might be other places, but most of the horror stories that I do read are sadly from Balmung. I've heard of stories that say on your role-playing kind of history, you're not allowed to be the Warrior of Light. No one is the Warrior of Light. Meaning, you cannot be this all-powerful, fuck you, primal bastion badass. You are not the Warrior of Light. The main story quest might say you're the Warrior of Light, but RP-wise, you are not the Warrior of Light.
Which, I mean, I suppose that avoids weird collisions where you've got lots of people who are claiming to be the Warrior of Light.
It has a name in the role-playing community called God moding, meaning that you do not control 100% of the story, that you have to leave some things up to other players, up to fate, other circumstances in the game. You cannot say, I walk into a tavern and you start drinking your beer slowly or taking your clothes off or whatever. You cannot control the other person's actions.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I've often heard role-playing as being, like Dungeons & Dragons described as, kind of like playing cops and robbers when you were kids, except you've got, like, the stories are a little more complex, and you've got some rules, so you don't just have the one person who keeps going, I shot you! No, you didn't!
Yep, exactly. This isn't a...
But you couldn't shoot me, my superpower means I'm immune to bullets.
Yeah, after a while, everyone gets tired of that kid.
Yeah, no one invites that kid to come and play anymore.
And as adults, we can figure ways around this.
Yeah, we call them power gamers.
Yeah. Another big kind of rule I've heard from these extreme role players is that you are not allowed to Fantasia at all. The character that you make is you. That's it. You're not allowed to Fantasia because they're not. And their whole entire reasoning for it is it's not canon. That's
Wait,
it.
are you allowed to change your hair?
You can change your hair, but it has to be like in a natural growth cycle. So you can't like.
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
So you can't go from short cropped hair to the super long Samsonian locks.
Oh, that makes sense. I mean, if you went the other way around, though.
Yeah.
You had really long hair and then you had the shortcut.
Yep, exactly. Like, if you had really long hair and then got it cut short, that's fine. But if you suddenly have really, really short hair and you decide to get hair down to your ass crack, that's going to be kind of...
It's a wig.
Extensions!
Yes.
It's kind of funny because I know on the Fantasia thing, I've had people actually ask if there's a lore explanation for why you can change, and people still recognize you, remember the stuff about you, and seem to know that, oh yeah, the Warrior of Light's always been a Rogadin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then, like, you can totally handwave something about the Fantasia totally also makes you emit pheromones that change people's minds. Like, you can handwave some bullshit or another. But
Yeah,
it's just
It's the Matrix.
The
It's
lore
all-
that I use
Oh, yeah.
for Fantasias is that it is an etherical changing potion created by an alchemist.
The
That's
Allicans
most
did
lore. Yeah, you could just say the Allicans made Fantasias.
They probably
Eh.
did.
seems plausible.
Yeah. I mean,
But I
there's
mean,
a
it's
lot of things that you can BS in the game just slightly to make it work for the lore.
And there's some stuff that we ignore just for the sake of, like, yes, there's not a good reason for it, but we don't necessarily want to be locked into this one thing the whole time. Like,
Mhm.
this thing comes out, it's like, oh, wait, Aura would be really awesome.
To be fair, I've been a Lalafell since the original release, so I can't say much.
Yeah.
I know
I-
also some people use Fantasias as kind of like a story plot. I mean, I've done that in the past to where I say like, oh god. Oh no, something happened and I got turned into part cat from here, or oh no, I'm a void scent. I'm suddenly an aura.
Oh no, I'm adorable and shoot rainbows. Oh no, I'm a Lalafell.
Oh no.
Well, Luna, just stop playing in those ethereal chemical pools, okay?
No, they're so much fun to roll in. You don't even know.
Don't tell her what to do with her Saturday.
Contact high, brah. Anyways,
Oh god, is the Aetherochemical Research Facility a meth lab?
No, it's a
It is
Fantasia
in
lab.
this canon.
it's a Fantasia lab.
That's not
Is
my
that-
canon.
Is Fantasia meth?
Yes.
Fantasia's made of people.
Oh,
No,
well, I mean,
Fantasia's made of
that's
Lalafell.
Oh shit.
Nick now got turned into a noob.
He got better.
No, Rory said
He got
that- Rory said that his character's been the same as well since 1.0. Same as me.
Her character.
Yeah.
Her character, yep. Lalafell forever.
Yeah,
And
I
ever,
had, like,
and ever.
Final Fantasy XI didn't allow the changing, and I ended up picking the Mithra back in that game because, like, hey, they had the best dexterity, and I wanted to be a thief and a ranger. And over time, it's like, yes, this character's female, and I'm not. And I'm not trying to do it for the sake of, oh, I want to scam guys out of their items. It's just like, over time, it became so... it's like, this is just who Seyrr is. It is weird to think of her as not the cat person race, just because I've been playing for so long.
Yeah. Well,
So with my Lalafell, though, I can't imagine my character not being Lalafell.
with this small time window when I switched to a Lalafell because of fundraising. Like I said, I've always been a Hure or Hume. Like in 11, I was the human race, and then I've been a Highlander in 14 as well the whole time.
I was a Taru in 11.
I've been everything.
And that's kind of a thing as well. If you have it at a point where it's like, it would be weird for this character to be a different race, you probably do have some idea of them as a separate character. I mean, if they're just a collection of stats to you and nothing else, why would it matter if you change their race?
Yeah, true.
My character even has a little backstory. The fact that the reason why he loves Catgirl so much is because his mum was a Catgirl. That's why he's half Catgirl. He's half cat. That's why his ears and nose are like it is.
Oh,
Neat.
interesting.
Half cat, half potato.
Yeah.
Oh my
Cat
God.
tato. Chille's
Their
cat
tato's
tato
already a
confirmed.
Just, no. But kind of getting back on track about
Yes.
God damn it, cat potato. Someone draw it.
Oh, we'll come up with something.
Oh, I'm
Their
sure we
tato's
will.
already a thing.
Pertato.
Oh,
Luna's
So
going to
anyways,
Google pertato.
God damn it, you guys.
Okay, stop distracting her for a
before the
moment.
show, that we wouldn't get derailed and wouldn't be awkward like segments going into it. But look where we are now.
Yeah, it turns out those were all lies.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
to Phoenix on Radio, where we get derailed on a regular basis.
Yeah.
To be fair, we should have expected this happening.
Well,
Yeah, true.
Chille, at least you're not a cat monkey, like one of our viewers today. Anyway, sorry. Also, hi, cat monkey.
Hey, Cat
He's
Monkey.
my mortal enemy, RP wise. Thank you.
What?
Yeah, he's my
Hey, rivalries and whatnot.
role
Totally
playing
a thing.
wise. He is my mortal enemy because he pushed me off the top of Kugane Tower.
Cat Monkey, why did you push Luna off of the top of
So
Kudane
every
Tower?
time we see each other, we fight. See, now he's coming over to fight me.
Fighting round the world. Hey, we got new Lalafell to replace me. See you guys. Bye.
Do we need to invite Cat Monkey on to explain this whole thing?
No, we don't.
All right, continuing.
I think we're good.
Continuing.
Going back to the subject. But a lot of people, whenever they think about the RP community, they only think about the 18 plus, the ERP, the erotic role playing aspect of role playing. And I think a lot of people see that and they think everyone who plays the game that role plays either see, he's fighting me now. But they think that every single Makote and every single all-raw female is just some big, overweight, obese guy living in his mom's basement munching on Cheetos and Mountain Dew.
I tried Cheetos recently. They're not bad.
That is a very big stigma in the role-playing community, that these people are just absolute losers at life, and that's why we have to substitute some kind of false relationship, some kind of false image in a video game that we play on a daily basis, which is so far from the freaking truth. Why I think people associate it with ERP is because some people in the community they run away with the whole entire, this is just the internet and I have anonymity here and I'm in this universe, I'm a pretty little cat girl. Yeah.
No consequences.
There's no consequences here and I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. That's not true. That because a little 1% fraction of a community made a total douchebag asshole of themselves. Everyone outside of the community, this small little community of role players, of people who have taken this game and took it a step beyond into making their own personal story, because of this 1% of not very nice people, that's the nicest way I can put it.
You can call them assholes. That's fine. Call them assholes.
Because of these assholes, it's given the small community that I'm a part of a bad rep.
Yeah. Well, that and the internet is for porn.
That
Really, Klaus?
You're not helping, Klaus.
Well, I mean, that's what people think. I'm not, trying to badmouth anybody on that, but there are a lot of people who think that the internet is just a filthy, dirty, disgusting place. And there are parts of it that are, yes, but there's a lot of the internet that's good. Just like in this game, there's a lot of the people that play the game to play the game. There are people who like to expand on the storyline that they're given and write their own little things. And then there are people who create their own universes.
Exactly.
There are still people. Go ahead.
It's easy to focus on this thing is happening because it, like the idea of a lot of the sexy type stuff. It is funny. It is titillating. It's something where it gets a strong reaction, and it's easy to get lost in that, I think.
Okay, do we need to pause this so you two can fight?
No. You can keep going. We're fine.
It's a live fight. It's fine.
I mean, it's something that if you hear it, it's like, hey, that is surprising. That is shocking. It's easy to run away with and make assumptions about that. It's not that surprising that this type of thing happens, I feel like, even if it is kind of unfair.
Yeah, but then we get stories like, we get places like Kotaku that are trying to sensationalize the whole thing, and they say that the Doze emote is for ERP. And they create stupid videos that say that Final Fantasy XIV is the new ERP den on the internet.
Like, the Doze emote was because back in 1.0, when they added in-rooms, it had the neat little feature that when you logged out in an in-room, it would show a little animation where your character was hopping on the bed and going to sleep. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, that is super cute and that's adorable. And eventually they were like, sure, we'll give you this thing so that you can lie on the beds whenever you want and you can do this adorable thing. They had made that asset and then people were like, hey, that's actually really awesome. That's why it's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I said, it's the 1% ruining it for everyone else. There are some emotes in the game that are better suited for certain needs than others are. I'm not gonna lie, but
Neil is pretty good.
that's but that is not the purpose for it. As Yoshi P has even said, please don't make this inappropriate or whatever he said.
I mean, that's the thing, like a lot of emotes you can also just, it's this set of motions. You can grab parts of it, you can use it for lots of different things. Like a lot of them are kind of multi-purpose.
Mhm.
You're multi-purpose.
Oh my god.
Well, he does do lore and a few other things, so.
Yeah, like that's a fair description. I'm sure that's what you meant.
But yeah,
Where were we?
I have nothing against people who want an ERP in game. I compare it to someone reading a romance novel.
Yeah, I mean, there's different levels of ERP as well. It's not all, tab A to slot B.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you now, 90% of ERPers are shit at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But
I mean, not from experience. That's where everyone knows I do it. From experience.
Oh, Chille. Is that why your Hyperion character is always broke?
Yes, it is. It's why my Ultros characters always broke. It's why all my characters are always broke.
Oh, Chille.
but,
I'm not loaning you any more Gil, okay?
Oh,
you can loan me, Gil. I have 190 on me right now.
What do your people do with all your money?
we just told you what we do.
Yeah, Chille buys cat girls.
But no.
Anyway.
Oh fuck. And I'm gonna say this. I'm just put this out there. I don't care what criticism I get. I don't fucking care. My RPFC, like I said, it is an 18 plus. I do call it an ERPFC. Because yeah, I work as an in-game courtesan. That's what I do. I have people pay me, Gil, to ERP with them. That's what I do in game. That's why I enjoy the game. That's what I like doing. Does that make me a bad person? No. Does it make me creepy? No. It just means this is my interest and this is something I enjoy doing on my free time. Different strokes for different folks, people.
Yeah.
Don't make the obvious joke, Klaus.
I wasn't going to this time.
I was very close to you. You stopped me.
See?
Oh, no, go ahead, make the jokes. Go ahead.
No, I think we can dispense with them for once. Like, serious discussion can happen from time to time. I am okay with that.
Do you know where you are right now?
Do you know what
do you know what we are doing?
Let me dream.
Well, let's give this one to Seyrr for now. Come on.
Okay, Seyrr, go ahead and say it.
No, I'm not. Like these.
No, I mean, as far as let's continue on and not make the obvious joke. You guys can make it in chat all you want. That's fine. But
someone probably already has. But
actually, not
sure,
yet.
someone
No.
wants to come has a comeback.
Chille.
Oh God.
Moving
But yeah,
on, Luna, go ahead.
That's something that I do in game. That's something that I enjoy. God, because this is another big stigma of saying, do you get off to this all the time? Is this what you find sexy? No, this is not something that I do and then immediately go and have special adult fun times afterwards. No, like I said, this is just like reading an adult novel. Like, I'm not even gonna compare it to 50 Shades of Grey because that's a horrible book and a horrible series, and if you like it, you are a horrible person. But
like, if you like that sort of thing, there's better. Like Librarian Talking here,
better
there's so many
smut
better
for
options.
you to read.
Yeah,
It's called the internet.
the internet also has terrible smut. But if you're gonna read smut, read good smut, okay, people?
Oh my god.
Sarah will give you a list after the show.
I don't actually have a list. It's not usually my thing. But I still think people should read better.
You guys
I have
can just
a few
go.
websites. But
Here,
I don't
guys,
think that's a
I'll
thing.
give you better smut ideas. You can go into Google and type Sasuke Uchiha plus Pocahontas and look it up. I swear to God, that is a actual ship, as the children call it. That people saying, "Oh yeah, they belong together and they should be in a relationship."
That's the weirdest shipping I've ever heard.
That is
in my
very
life.
odd. I mean, that's
Isn't it?
Naruto plus Disney?
Yeah.
Like,
You can be my Hokage.
Oh god.
That's it by O.
Oh fuck.
No, class.
No, that's horrible.
Anyway,
But yeah, that's better than 50 Shades of Grey. If you want to go check that out.
hell, I think the future Chille and Fusion X fanfic is going to be better than
Oh my
50
God.
Shades.
To be fair, though, that fanfic would be amazing if we're now dressed as Pocahontas and Sasuke.
Chille, are you going to be Pocahontas or Sasuke?
I want to be Pocahontas, of course.
You hear that, Fusion? You got to work on your Sasuke cosplay.
that's interesting. Erotic fiction where people are in.
Brian is going to
in
pass
the
that
story.
on to Fusion now. I almost guarantee this. He's gonna come in here and be like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
But like a piece where in the story, it's like we are purposely acting out this thing. It's like, is this weird? I think this is weird.
It's oddly weird, but I'm into it, so it's okay. We're all going to hell, by the way.
Going?
It's fine,
We're
at
all
least
in
it'd be
hell,
warmer
by
in
the
England.
way. Welcome to Phoenix Down Radio.
AKA
Hey, at least it'd be
hell.
warmer than England, so it'd be fine.
So did you guys miss me?
Yeah.
Yes.
This has been a lot of fun, actually. I'm liking the conversation. If I can interject something here real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, we were giving a lot of shit to Kotaku, for bringing up all of this crap. I am going to defend the writer of the article that they put in there that actually interviewed Queen Teppy on, from Hyperion here, and they talked about it. And I thought it was actually a well-written article that basically is saying a lot of the same things that Luna is saying here. And Queen was saying that, she's not doing it to make a whole bunch of money or anything like that, because everything that's being done is with in-game currency. There's no real money transfer taking place here. It's all within the confines of Final Fantasy XIV. It's just taking this game and using its assets, its resources to do something else when there are content lulls or when people don't want to run dungeons or grind for the same thing over and over again. They prefer a different kind of grinding.
Or if it's just like, hey,
Achievement unlocked.
I was just gonna blindly, yeah, I agree, and then
What?
that microsecond of pausing. You want to know the funny thing too?
What?
When that Kotaku article was written, I was there that night. I was there when she showed up and got the tour around Teeps and everything, and I remember Queen saying, "Oh, if you guys don't want to be here, you guys better get out because there's going to be someone coming around taking pictures for an article or something." She didn't mention where. She didn't mention who it was going to be, but she just gave us a warning saying, yeah, if you guys don't want to get your get exposed for being at Teeps or whatnot,
Being one of
get
the
out
treasures?
now. And, yeah. But sorry, I need a drink. But yeah, I was there that night. The lady seemed very nice. She asked a lot of questions. And obviously I can see for why now. But yeah. The lady was there. She was very nice.
Like I said, I thought it was a well-written article, and I enjoyed reading it. It's just
that
all that other shit that Kotaku did is what really, made a lot of people angry.
If that other article hadn't existed, I don't think it would be as much of a problem.
Or the video.
Slash Doze one?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, and then the video was really clickbait too. I never actually watched the thing because it was like, you guys are just asking for these stupid clicks, because they must be drying up over there and not getting much ad revenue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. About the whole entire article, I've seen multiple people bashing it. I have gotten I've been in Party Finders trying to advertise for my RPFC. And by the way, I do it cross server Party Finders. Why? Because some people might have alts on Hyperion that want to come over. I've actually gotten probably about 5 or 6 people that way into my FC. So shut up saying, coming to my Party Finders saying, oh, you should set this to your world only. It'll be better. I'm like, fuck no, it won't.
Or if somebody wanted to, maybe they were looking for a FC to join.
I had someone from Diablos today message me saying, oh my god, I've been looking for RP. Which I'm sure there's RP on Diablos. But
probably.
No hate. I mean, I publicly advertise RP. So if people don't feel like looking in Crossworld, there it is. Come on over to Hyperion. We'll take you in.
But I'm sure that's gotten you a little bit of flack as well.
It has, as I was saying. I had someone message me. Oh God, it must have been 3 or 4 days ago. Let me pull up the screenshot of it because I did take a screenshot of it. But they basically come on and they say to me, "Oh, hey, are you the RPFC that Kotaku wrote about?" And I tell them, no, but they are very, very nice people. I know them. Queen is one of the nicest people that I've ever known on the server. She'd give you the shirt from her back. And she's a really nice, down-to-earth lady. And there's a lot of people in that FC who are the sweetest people that I've ever met. Some of them are good friends of mine, great friends, fantastic people. But I've had people... This guy was actually from Diablos as well. So, basically, they asked me if I was the FC Kotaku did a review on. And no, personal friends. And they say, hey, deliver a message for me. And I go, sure. And they write, fuck you, and fuck the FC Kotaku fluff piece. They chose the wrong subject to look at and made our game like a bunch of ERP. Like a bunch of ERP morons. And they automatically left my Party Finder right after saying that.
Good job, dude.
Mm-hmm. I have seen so much hate because of that Kotaku article. And you know what? The ERP isn't the thing that is ruining or hurting our game right now. It is people that come in and with some sense of freaking arrogancy, of some sense of I'm better than you, or some bullshit like that come into the game and spread that kind of hateful fucking just way of thinking around. That's doing more harm than erotic roleplay will ever do to this game. Because erotic roleplay, people are at least enjoying it. They are having fun. But when you come into my Party Finders and you start spreading that hateful fucking bullshit from your asshole of a mouth, you are ruining the game. You are spreading hate. You are spreading ignorance. You are not helping.
Like, I fail to see how that would ever affect someone's parse on O4S.
Exactly.
Chille, is that why you guys keep dying? Is because Luna's ERPing?
Probably.
Damn it, Luna.
Sounds like you guys need better ERPers.
It's either that or their rotations suck, and one of them requires them to blame themselves, so...
You never go ass to mouth, Chille, don't you know?
Whoa.
That's not what I meant by rotation.
You never go ass to mouth.
You never go black hole to white hole?
And we just got uncomfortable.
Perfect.
But
No, seriously, never go ass to mouth.
But on Clerks, it said sometimes it's okay.
No, never.
Never do it. It's disgusting.
Anyway.
But yeah,
Brian, one reason I'm glad why I'm listening to this with headphones.
yeah.
sorry.
But yeah, and I mean, like, it's clear that the developers understand that there are people who role play and that enjoy it. They they add lots of those specialty furnishings, outfits. They add plenty of resources that really seem intended for role players. They even added the freaking RP tag.
Yep, and they've added the perform actions.
Yep.
They've added dances. They've added emotes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that allows us to immerse ourselves within this world and role play as the Warrior of Light.
It's me, by the way. I'm the Warrior of Light.
No, Sarah, I'm the Warrior of Light.
And Nick Nar, we'd have to be monetized first before we can be demonetized.
Yeah, right? I'm getting people messaging me now saying if they were drinking something, they would have just done a spit take.
Well, Specs Bacon did just do a spit take in the Twitch chat.
Yep,
so
there we go. There we go.
I was eating Pringles and I started coughing.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. Not sorry.
But yeah.
But sorry.
But the role-playing community is not just ERP. That's what I'm trying to get at here. And by saying it's just ERP and spreading that hateful message around, you are doing more harm than good. You are doing more harm than erotic role-playing will ever do.
And you know what?
That's my point.
And the other thing that we want to say is this is a game, you know, that a lot of people play. Let them play it how they want. If it's not hurting you, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
You're not paying their sub. They have the right to play how they want, whether it's to have a really crappy rotation within, A1S, or to if they want to just continuously run content to get all 10 Zodiac weapons.
How is that hurting anyone?
That's what I'm saying. It's not hurting anyone.
Why are we talking about hurting anyone? I think a rodent might.
But yeah, do what you enjoy. As long as you're not hurting anyone, just do what you enjoy. Simple as that.
And don't hate somebody for enjoying the game that they want to enjoy. If they're not affecting you, then just leave it be.
How dare you be happy and excited?
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah,
people like what they
How
like.
very dare you?
how dare you be happy, Luna, doing things like that?
I know. How dare I do something that I
Yeah,
enjoy?
how dare I go play Rival Wings and have fun with that?
This, like, I have said this before several times. This game, like, I don't have the best life. I don't live in a freaking four bedroom house with freaking 3 cars and a freaking whatnot. Like, life is stressful for me. I come into this game so I can kind of escape that. This game is my escape.
Mm-hmm.
So I can relax, so I can gain some kind of sanity. And as a stay-at-home mom of twin boys, this is my outlet, so I can have an adult conversation in a day. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here saying, no, you can't do that. Like, I've said some weird shit to my kids.
No, don't put that in your nose.
No.
Oh, child, why do you put things in your nose?
No, it wasn't even that. One of my kids got a little toy ninja, and he decided to put it somewhere very inappropriately. And so I have to say, And he goes, "Mommy, there's a ninja on my penis." And I have to tell him, no, get that ninja off your penis, son.
Okay, that went even weirder than I thought it was going to go.
You have to tell kids some weird ass shit sometimes.
The sole revenge that you get is you get to tell this to their prom date.
Exactly.
And
that's like decades down the line.
All right. Anything else you want to say about that, Luna?
Don't be an asshole.
All right.
You're doing more harm than ERP ever will.
Like, honestly, I suspect the person who said that probably just has some friends, or quote-unquote friends, who saw the Kotaku article and started teasing him mercilessly for playing that game, for playing 14. Because, like, oh yeah, everyone does it, you must be a pervert.
Yeah.
And rather
like
than
I said,
say,
it's
hey,
the 1% that can ruin it.
See, the problem is, though, if someone came up to me and said that, oh, you play 14, you must be a bit of a perv, I'm like, but I am.
I was a pervert before I played.
No,
I was just going to say the same thing.
I mean, the thing I take away from that is, if my friends were doing that to me, I would get better friends.
Yeah,
that's true.
There's a lot more that I could dive in on, like subjects in the role-playing community, but we only have so much time here, and Seyrr has a great lore segment coming up that I do not want to push back any longer, since we are already breaching 2 hours into a conversation.
Can I just
we're at
say
an hour
that
and a half right now.
Can I just say, I can't believe how many awesome people we got as a guest in the live show right now.
Yeah,
right?
thank you everybody for stopping
Twitch,
by, and in Twitch as well as in the house here at like I said, if you're on Hyperion and want to join us sometime, you can always check us out in Shirogane, Ward 10, Plot 60.
Let's see, we have
We've got a Lalafell Snowman.
We have Mayday or Earth. We have Aurori Fenrir. We have Arya Siskwi. We have Bulugan Buduga. I've actually never said your name out loud, but now it is quite fun. Cat Monkey is here somewhere, I think, still.
Cuddling with Medeo Earth, it looks like.
Well, okay. Yeah, they're ERP. Anyways.
Hey, they're just cuddly. That looks fairly chaste.
Yeah, they're cuddling.
Nope. I see a big old, nope, that's ERP. Definitely ERP.
And now there's a snowman head. I retract everything I said.
I am a professional ERP.
Oh my god, is he kicking her in the butt now?
See, ERP.
What?
Anyway, we'd like to hear your thoughts on this. So, I mean, if you want to respond to what we talked about today regarding role-playing, you can always email us, podcast@phoenixradio.com. You can tweet at us at PHXDNRadio, or you can leave a comment on the page for this episode out on the website, phoenixradio.com. So, with that lovely talking point taken care of, Seyrr is going to continue on discussing another one of the 12 of the deities within Eorzea. So, Seyrr, who are we talking about today?
All right, today we are going to be talking about Oschon the Wanderer, the Raiser of Mountains. So, he is the god of wanderers and vagrants.
So, sorry, mountains have beards that they need razors?
Like, he makes mountains go up into the sky.
Oh.
Like, there was flat land, and then when he walks, there are mountains. Which he then goes wandering among, I guess.
Cool.
Kind of
I also thought,
so
ranger type.
He's a big person then.
I also thought you said the Wanderers and Bagels.
No.
I want bagels now.
He is the god of wanderers and vagrants. Meaning sort of like people who don't necessarily have a home, who are kind of drifting. He is the patron deity of the 5th Astral Era civilization of Nim. And today he's also considered the patron of the Miners Guild because of his role as the Raiser of Mountains, the ones who brings forth all of these big mountains filled with gold, gems, all that fun stuff. Now, according to legend, mountains would spring from the plains wherever Oschon traveled, and many of the myths around that actually seem to show an understanding of the concept of continental drift. So, we've got a fairly sophisticated concept there, and this seems like it might be a case of, again, in previous eras you had a lot of knowledge that maybe was lost or became clouded, became distorted over time, so they're aware of this concept, but they're attributing it to the machinations of the gods. Now the Ocean, whatever our adjective form here. The thing that people probably know the best about him is the Wanderer's Palace. That is that level 50 dungeon. It is a Nimian structure, so created by that ancient civilization dedicated to Oschon. And several areas of the palace reference him. Like, for instance, that main entrance is called the Point of Peregrination. A peregrination is a long, meandering journey, and that spot there is kind of where your journey through the palace begins. There's also a promontory in Outer Lenosha that overlooks it, where you can find a stone with his symbol on it. Now, he's associated with the 6th month of the year, so the equivalent of June in this case, and the element of wind. There was a line from Lufon's creation myth that I thought was really interesting here, talking about how he brought forth mountains, and with the formation of these spires, did cold wind flow from on high down to the warm seas, and back up again, carrying life that was once reserved for land and water into the skies. So you've got that association with wind, with the flying creatures. And again, we've got a reasonably sophisticated concept here. This idea of how geography... What are you... Oh, you guys are punching. Okay. This idea of how geography affects weather patterns. Both Nim and Limsolominsa have deities of wind as their patrons. Limsolominsa being Limlayan, of course. Now, that's a little surprising because one might expect that for these island civilizations, deities of water would be more what they had gone for. But it seems that really the thing that was really important to those civilizations was ships and sailing. Limsolominsa has as their origins, at least claimed origins, a fleet that crashed and ended up building a civilization among the remains of their boats and the importance of their fleets. And Nim's fielded royal marines as part of their defense during the War of the Magi, and also seem to have a very important role in terms of sailing and shipping that way. Now, Oschon is usually depicted as a carefree ranger with a bow of yew. His symbol is a walking stick. The walking stick is fairly obvious as a wanderer. It's something that he's carrying often. Yew is just... Couldn't find a whole lot about the symbolism of it specifically that related to this, but it is one that's considered the ideal wood for most bows. It has some unique properties that give it an incredible combination of flexibility and strength. So you can bend it and it's not going to end up breaking from that. So English longbows, in fact, were usually made from yew wood, and it is like one of the most ideal ones for an all-wood bow. Now, in terms of relations to the other members of the 12, Oschon is usually referred to as the brother of Naldthal, because Naldthal was created by magma that came forth from one of Oschon's mountains. And he is a traveling companion to Halone. Halone was, of course, being raised by Ralger, and Oschon invited her along on his travels, and it was during those travels that Halone learned about the joy of battle with people, meeting travelers on the road, challenging them to fights kind of thing. Oschon and Limlayan were romantically involved, like this sort of romance between the mountains and the seas, but his wandering nature meant that the two of them never really stayed together long enough to have children. Now, again, there was another interesting thing in Lufon's creation myth. Most of the 12 were either born to or created by another deity, or they came out of this thing called the Whirl, kind of this roiling chaos of pure creation. But Oschon just apparently wandered in one day, and the other gods have no idea where he came from because the Whirl at that point was not bringing anything forth.
He's Kramer.
Yeah, given his nature as a wanderer, it's possible that in this mythology, he came to this realm on a journey from somewhere else.
Did he come in kind of sliding, kind of crazy like?
No idea. The creation myth does not talk about the method of his striding.
Whoa!
But
now
we have soup.
No soup for you.
The common belief holds that Oschon is the lover of Menfina, but that creation myth again claims that he had a romance with Limlayan. There's apparently some sources that touch on this, including a few entries in the fishing log, where, according to some myths, Oschon stumbled onto Limlayan while she was bathing. The legends are not consistent about whether this was an accident or not.
See, Oschon ERP too.
God's got needs. But she was not very happy about being spied on while she was in the bath. She attacked him, and the two broke up after that. If you're out in Western Lenosha at the Brewer's Beacon and you catch a Navigator's Dagger, or specifically the Navigator's Brand, which is a very large Navigator's Dagger, that fish is believed to be one of the daggers that Limlayan actually threw at Oschon during that incident. Which, I mean, again, okay, it's fish swimming in the sea, but it's kind of this neat mythology that pops up around it. And in fact, there's a lot of references to Oschon in Vilbrand. Out in Morrowby Bay, you can also catch Morrowby flounders, which are believed to be flat. Like flounders, if you've ever seen them, they are flat fish, have eyes both on one side of their body. But it's believed to be flat because Oschon stepped on it during one of his journeys. The lighthouse nearby is called Oschon's Torch. And there's also a newly constructed bridge called Oschon's Embrace, which, given that it's a bridge that goes over an inlet from the ocean there, seems to refer to that romance with Limlayan again. There's a breed of hibiscus growing in eastern Lenosha called Oschon Roselles, which does appear on a hat that you can get, I believe, from cutting open a certain type of fish. And they're also collected in a botany leaf to make a tincture called Wanderer's Blood, which apparently is just like snake oil medicine that doesn't actually do anything, but people will pay a lot for it. There's even, it showed up in 1.0, a charm called Oschon's Finger. It was made from the severed finger of a thief and then blessed by priests of Oschon. And caravan drivers and other explorers believed that this charm would point out safe travel routes. So definitely a lot of connection with Vilbrand there, of that kind of that, again, the Nimian backstory there. But one other really interesting connection is that Oschon seems to draw a lot of elements from Odin, the real-world mythology Odin, not our Final Fantasy XIV Odin. There is the name similarity, of course, but also one well-known aspect of Odin from Norse mythology has him as a wanderer as well, kind of a similar archetype, traveling the world, seeking wisdom. If you remember, so for instance, in Lord of the Rings, Gandalf was actually specifically modeled after that depiction of Odin. The idea of this wise man with a walking stick, walking the world, having knowledge of ancient and powerful secrets. And so Oschon seems to be based on that as well, but we already do have an Odin. The entity that we know as Odin is that Elder Primal, defeated during the Third Astral Era by an Allegan hero. And because the Allegans actually knew how to make primals go away, they sealed it away in Earth's Fount. Those of you who have done the Earth's Fount battle and quest may remember that the primal is not the man astride the horse, but that sword that he carries, Zantetsuken. Anyone who takes up that sword becomes tempered, becomes the next Odin, and the sword then slowly accumulates aether from the shroud, and in time Odin rides again. Now that Odin shares a lot of qualities with previous depictions of Odin in the Final Fantasy franchise. These aspects of him as the ruler of the Aesir, a god of war, that sword he wields, Zantetsuken, which literally means iron-cutting sword. Odin does wield a sword in Norse mythology as well, but is more well known for his spear, Gungnir. Has a couple other weapons as well.
Which he can use in, I think it was 7.
Yes, in 7. So in most of the games, he'll use the iron-cutting sword, Zantetsuken, to do an instant death attack. In 7, if the enemies on the field were immune to instant death, he would instead show up and throw Gungnir and do a lot of damage with that. But so we've got... I just find that interesting. We discussed this before with other deities. We had like Limlayan and the possible connection to Leviathan, or Dalamud as this thing that became a deity people believed in its own right, separate from Bahamut, where it was this corruption over time of the one term into the other. Both Oschon and Odin reflect different aspects of the real world Odin. So I'm kind of curious, is it possible that the two actually share a common origin in the Eorzean setting? That, again, of course, is something that I need a lot more info than they're giving us right now, but something interesting to speculate about, especially when we have these deities that very similar sounds. They've definitely pulled the, hey, people misspoke, or we had a giant game of telephone over the years where the terms changed a bit. And I'm wondering if Oschon's got that going as well.
So you're saying we need to kidnap Koji?
I mean, I've been saying that for like months now.
Okay.
I'm also going to make him talk about the orbital mechanics of Dalamud, because some of that shit just does not make sense.
It's from a very early beta of Kerbal Space Program.
Ooh.
Magic.
Magic only takes you so far!
It's the Alligans.
Well, it's a magical... Dalamud is literally just a magic shell for Bahamut, so...
It's magical magic.
But it also had,
A
like,
wizard
rocket
did it.
engines on it.
A wizard... magic engines.
That's so unsatisfying. Magic engines still need fuel. We have some basic rules that
Crystals.
magic seems to follow in these in this setting, and it needs to at least be consistent with that.
It's the Asians.
The Alligans did it.
But how did the Alligans do it?
It's the
They're gonna
Allagassians.
make Seyrr's brain explode.
Oh my god, like, we know the Alligans did it. That's the entire point. It's an Alligan satellite.
Thank you, Seyrr, so much for telling us all about Oschon the Wanderer.
Mm-hmm.
I still want Alligan-powered headphones.
I would be
have
good with that.
Have the design like half ADS, like... cup
Did you
design.
take an ADS and split it in half?
Yeah.
Well, you got the
I like
stress
the-
ball. You can hollow those out and stick them on your earphones.
Not
Well, I
in the game.
I'll also just throw out there that although people often declare their own patron deities, it's one of the first choices you make early on, I like to think that in a certain sense, Oschon is also the patron for all of us adventurers, given the whole drifting about, doing good deeds, learning good stuff wherever. Like, even if we're not the one that we specifically worship, at least got a soft spot for us, I like to
He's
think.
watching out for us, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Chille, if you wanted Alligan headphones, you should have designed them for the that contest they had a while back.
I think
Oh,
I
man.
saw them. I voted for them, apparently.
Yes, there clearly needs to be a gear design that is just a glamour for an Alligan DJ.
Yeah.
Wicker, wicker, wicker. But then Luna can hire them, and they can work at her FC house during the parties.
Yes.
Sounds
They're
legit.
spinning
I'm
the
looking
hottest.
for an announcer that would.
They're spinning the hottest tombstones.
Oh God.
Wicker, wicker. All right. So, we didn't get a lot of email and comments, but what we did get was thanks to people who continued to send us their stories about what got them hooked onto Final Fantasy. And
People really like talking about that.
yeah, and that's, if you guys are interested in continuing to tell us your stories, we would love to read them. I'd love to make this a regular thing within the show, that we will read your guys's what got you into Final Fantasy moments and talk all about that, because I really enjoyed talking about that, and we just still need to get Luna's story as well eventually. So maybe we can do that on
something that I never got to do.
Yeah, well, maybe we can get that on the next episode, Luna, because we're kind of running long today.
Also, we did just kind of spring it on you.
Yeah.
True.
So we'll give you a couple weeks to think about that, Luna, and then we'll discuss that in the next series of what hooked you on Final Fantasy. I got to think of a cool title for that if we're going to make it a thing. Though I still haven't thought of a good title for the lore segment either. And we've been doing this for how long now?
I still want to go with Lawberry.
I think that's what I suggested like way at the beginning, but Seyrr's like,
It just doesn't strike me.
Well, what does strike you? We need to know, man. Besides
Apparently
lightning.
you when you're upset at me.
Dang.
Well,
I
we
mean,
know
what?
what their ERP sessions are.
Anyway, moving on. So we got a couple of more comments from the Facebook post from Robert Carl. FF8 got into Final Fantasy, but FFX got me hooked. My addiction was Final Fantasy XI. Now I pretty much played them all except for a couple of titles. Now I'm probably gonna totally murder this name, but Bijua Na said, I think no matter the era or which game, I think one of the most memorable for a lot of us is beating our first Final Fantasy game, whichever that may be. For me, it was Final Fantasy VII, and I don't think I ever got over the emotional impact that left on me. I've just been living with it.
Oh gosh.
And
That was
yes,
my first beat.
that actually was a very emotional moment for a lot of people. When that happened, and like, not airplane. I mean, Eris. So that's an inside joke with my family. So,
but I think that's like I've definitely seen that for a lot of people. Even the ones who are are more willing to talk about like, oh hey, this one has its flaws. But the first one that they played has a lot of special meaning.
Luna,
Yeah, 7.
Luna?
Although it's not my favorite, is my best because it was my first.
Luna, why are you ERPing on our couch?
I'm not.
You're dozing.
Is anyone there with me?
So
Sorry.
apparently it's a solo session. The hottest sleep.
God dang it.
Also, I was able to get a response from the safest of Sephiroths on Twitter. Final Fantasy X is what hooked me on the series. I'd played 6 he wrote on the SNES, which had been called 3, and 10 was a second or third PS2 game I'd ever seen. The jump from N64 for me, voice acting, mind-blowing graphics, plus the fact there were 7 more games I missed, I was in love.
That's kind of an interesting point for people who came in maybe a little later. It's weird to think about. Anyways, for people who came in a little bit later, the whole realization is like, there are more of these. Being able to binge on it.
For me, it was like, there's more of these. Oh, wait, I can't.
Yeah, they're just not available for me.
No.
Aww. But no, we want you to continue to send us this. We really, really appreciate reading these. So thank you so much for sharing.
Out, she's not dozing, she's playing dead, so it's fine.
Yeah, see?
Oh.
I'm dead. Like Eris.
Oh my god, what did you do to Eris?
Chille, you're sitting next to her. What'd you do? Or do we have Cat Monkey to blame for this?
Oh, maybe they pulled a murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, this turned into a whole murder mystery now? Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, sure. Why not?
All
we got
right.
it. Like, we haven't been getting Hildebrand. We have to make up our own fake mysteries.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you just hear Bell Frogs, Big Cherries, Peter Pan, Magic Cheese, Sephiroth. Oh.
All right. I think we can go ahead and put a cap on this one for this week. So who's got shout outs?
Oh.
Luna, since you haven't been on for a while, why don't you go ahead and start?
Well, big shout out to my new FC, everyone over at the Zen RP house right now. We got a good few people on right now. If it would ever load. We have Silver Knight Veil 4, Oschon KET, Emlyn Stark, Futaba Mashikar, Alina Milstride, sorry if I butchered your name, Kaido Kaitalia, and then me. They're all online. Some of them are listening, so hi guys, thanks for listening. Other than that, big shout out to everyone over at the Tepe's Treasures FC. Like I said, some of the nicest people you'll ever freaking meet. Other than that, big shout out to, there was one that I wanted to do. Oh, one of the GMs that contacted me when I had to file some harassment reports.
Over the whole name thing?
No, actually about something which we'll probably get into on another episode, some more in-depth talk about the role-playing community.
Oh dear.
Some stuff happened. We'll talk about it on another episode, so stay tuned for that. But big shout out to them. They helped out a lot, and I'm guessing the issue was resolved. Never heard otherwise, but big shout out to them. Thank you for all your help. You know who you are. I don't remember your name. But other than that, yeah, if you guys want to go find me over on the social medias, I am Luna_Vox over on the Twitters. If you want to find me on the Tumblrs, it is all one big word, Lunavox FFXIV over on the Tumblr.
That's where she does her ERP stuff.
I actually kind of do, but that's a different Tumblr site. We won't say that.
Oh.
Tumblr site.
Oh my. We're learning all these
education
things
of
about
it.
the Lunas.
I know, it's like I'm a pervert or something. Other than that, yeah, you can go follow me on Twitter and Tumblr.
Yeah. Social meteors make one hell of an impact. That's very true there, Aaron Theos.
Oh my god, that's terrible. I love it.
Yep, the social meteors like Dalamud and
The social meteors, like I just said.
Chille.
You can. I want to shout out to Evolve Maliki, Girlfriend's Favorite Streamer. I want to shout out to Fusion X for putting up with what our craziness is. Shout out to everyone in the Free Company house right now on Hyperion. Thanks for joining us, and shout out to everyone on Twitch. I shout out
today
to everyone, and thank you to you guys for having me on as always.
You're always welcome to be here. And how can they find you?
You can find me at Chille UK on Twitter or ben.shillebearhall@psu.com if you want to email me personally. But no ERP, please. At least to that email. Oh, and I still say that if that last podcast we did for Moogle Go Round reaches 1,000 downloads, I will try that source.
You're nowhere near that yet. Is there a time frame when you need it to hit that number? End of the year?
End of the year.
Okay, that kind of gives you a little bit of a safety cushion. So,
I don't want to be too far because then that just feel weird. So end of the year.
Yeah.
You got 3 weeks, people.
To kill Chille. It's 6 million Scurvo units.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because he's chilly.
That's 12 times hotter than police pepper spray.
Oh, fun.
Actually, isn't it 13?
Yeah, about 13.
It's 6.6 million, isn't it?
6.6, yeah. Yeah.
All right. And Seyrr?
So shout out to Allard Barros of Magnus Aurelion and I can never remember her last name. Hang on, she's in my friend list. There you are. And Ishra Isalan, and also to Tristan Vilmount, people who either have been running dungeons with me or just talking about random Zodiac stuff, helping keep focus with that, and just pleasant people to be with all around. You can follow me on Twitter at FFXIV Seyrr. I tweet about random library projects and occasional things about food and other stuff like that. Gripping internet content. The kind you're here for, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And I, as always, want to shout out to my wonderful hosts, Luna, Seyrr, and Chille. I couldn't do the show without you. Welcome back, Luna. It's glad to have you back with us again.
We really did miss you.
We did.
Who the fuck is that? That sounds like a loser.
Huge shout out to everybody joining us live at twitch.tv/Phoenix Down Radio, and everybody listening out on the podcast. If you want to join us live sometime, like I said, we do this every other Saturday night at Twitch. So stop in, follow us on Twitter, and you will be made aware of when we go live for all these fun shows. And shout out to Kane Thorbreaker, for being an awesome second in command of the Phoenix Rising Free Company here on Hyperion. And shout out to the rest of the Final Fantasy XIV content creators group, because you guys do a great job of sharing this wonderful game that we love. And I can be found on Twitter at PHXDN_KLAUSS, at PhoenixDown_Klaus. So if you want to get a hold of us on our website, we are at www.phoenixdownradio.com. You can send us an email at podcast@phoenixdownradio.com. The show's Twitter account is at PHXDN Radio if you want to follow us there and get notified of any interesting news, opinions, or anything like that that's going on within Final Fantasy. And like I said, you can catch us live at twitch.tv/PhoenixDownRadio. You can watch all of our videos out at youtube.com/PhoenixDownRadio. And follow our Facebook group, Facebook page at facebook.com/PhoenixDownRadio. We're basically at everywhere/PhoenixDownRadio or something like that. So that'll do it for this episode, guys. If you liked what you heard, please make sure to like, subscribe, or follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Twitch, or wherever you happen to listen to us, because it helps people to find us, and we want to be able to grow our community and get our message out to more people. So the more people that we have following us, liking our content, and subscribing to us, it really makes it a lot easier for people to see us. And like I said, we're going to get up there and, we're going to become a big podcast one day, I hope, because we really enjoy doing this for you guys. If you really dig the show, please consider subscribing here at Twitch, or becoming a patron out on Patreon, which our address there is patreon.com/PhoenixDownRadio. All proceeds go towards growing the show, covering things like hosting costs, and it allows us to do some of the fun things for subscribers only, little support-only incentives, and things like that. So, if you have a couple extra bucks, like I said, helping to support the show is really helpful. But realistically, any kind of support, whether it's emails, likes, tweets and retweets, follows, or anything like that, it's all greatly appreciated. We love interacting with you guys and the rest of the community, and we really, really do appreciate that. And the Jibba Jabba, thank you so much for your Twitch Prime subscription. Like I said, it's greatly appreciated. So, for my co-hosts, Lunavox, for Seyrr Tomono, and for Chille, I'm Klaus Nightbringer, wishing everybody a wonderful evening. Thanks again for stopping by. Take care.
Phoenix Down Radio is a production of PhoenixDownRadio.com and Illusion Productions. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. In-game content for Phoenix Down Radio is the copyright of Square Enix. Opening music for Phoenix Down Radio is provided by Guilty Gear Rock You. Check out the Metal Chocobo theme cover and many other music videos at youtube.com/GuiltyGearRockYou. Closing music for this episode is provided by GuitarWanker90. Please check out their full version of Matoya's Cave and other rock video game covers at youtube.com/GuitarWanker90. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of Phoenix Down Radio and its hosts and do not reflect the views of Square Enix.